Hello and good evening. Thanks for joining us. You're watching News at 10 with me, Mohammed Amin Carlos. Well, the government will study and redefine the context of socio-economic and environmental sustainability in its post-COVID-19 economic recovery framework. And Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Tengku Abdulaziz said the study would encompass aspects of legislation, policies, education and awareness programs to warrant a balanced development and the people's well-being. Elaborating further in a statement released recently, Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul said a sustainable business should be strategically planned and implemented to create value for all stakeholders, ranging from customers to suppliers at the consumer level to local as well as international investors. In this regard, he said the government is committed to ensuring that the sustainability aspect is emphasized in Budget 2021, besides achieving Malaysia's own environmental sustainability roadmap 2030 target and a number of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. He said it is important to understand and distinguish the connection between human and economic survival with environmental sustainability, where threats such as floods, landslides, disease outbreaks and so on can occur if people are not mindful. The Finance Minister added that the government has to spend more on rebuilding and protecting lives. Therefore, prevention is better than cure, as it is usually simpler and more cost-effective. The Johor State Legislative Assembly today unanimously approved the Ihsan Johor Economic Stimulus Package 2020 amounting to 174.5 million ringgit. Now, the proposed stimulus package was tabled by Menteri Besar Datuk Hasni Mohamad at last Thursday's session and debated by 3 state assemblymen from the government and 3 from the opposition after being seconded by Semarang Assemblyman Datuk Samsul Bari Jamali on the same day. Of the 174.5 million ringgit allocated for the implementation of 54 initiatives through funds from the state government, local authority and Johor Islamic Religious Council, 2.292 million ringgit was set aside for Ihsan Johor Economic Stimulus Package Series 1 that was announced on 20th March to benefit 658 recipients through 4 initiatives. 28.74 million ringgit was set aside for Ihsan Johor Economic Stimulus Package Series 2 that was announced on 25th March, 11.19 million ringgit for the Ihsan Johor Aid Initiative and 126.47 million ringgit for initiatives that have yet to be announced involving the human capital, tourism and construction sectors. Earlier, Datuk Hasni said while tabling the proposal that it was needed as Johor and its economy had been greatly impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, falling oil prices, border closures and political disruption.
Permasalahan kita ini menjangkaui kefahaman konvensional. Kita tidak tahu bila ia berakhir. Meskipun ramai ahli-ahli akademik, ahli-ahli ekonomi meramalkan dengan pelbagai ramalan. Jujurnya, pengakhiran kepada COVID-19 tidak boleh dipastikan. The Menteri Besar added that Johor was among the earliest states to introduce an economic stimulus package when the movement control order was first enforced. The Johor State government plans to establish a Technology Research and Development or R&D Centre as well as Robotics, Drone and Artificial Intelligence AI Innovation Centre. Johor Investment Entrepreneur Development Cooperative and Human Resource Committee Chairman Muhammad Izhar Ahmad said the plan was necessary for industries that are now driven by high technology to remain relevant. While commenting further on the matter, Muhammad Izhar said the plan will complement the development of other technological infrastructure and facilities that are also in the works, such as Madini 9 blockchain and Kulai Iskandar Data Exchange or KIDEX in Kulai. Well, it said the state government was also studying the potential of the techno-creative industry. Well, it said all these initiatives will create more high-skilled jobs for the locals aside from producing more Johor techno-entrepreneurs. Muhammad Izhar also noted that during the difficult period of the pandemic, many business communities and entrepreneurs shifted to digital technology in their marketing and business transactions. Well, he said this
this can be perceived from the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission (MCMC) report, which showed that 79,274 small and medium enterprises or SMEs have benefited from using e-commerce platforms in the first 6 months of this year. The Johor Exco cited the e-Bazaar Makmur Johor application, an e-commerce platform provided for Ramadan Bazaar traders to market their products online, as among the initiatives. The police yesterday caught 512 individuals breaking the Recovery Movement Control Order, the RMCO, with more than half of them being nabbed over their activities at pubs or nightclubs. Senior Minister Dato Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said the 512 individuals comprised 452 individuals who were issued compounds, while 59 were remanded and 1 on bail. Now, when listing down the types of MCO breaches the 512 individuals were nabbed over, Dato Seri Ismail Sabri in a statement said these include 294 individuals who were nabbed over activities in pubs or nightclubs, followed by 103 over activities where big attendance made physical distancing difficult, private parties with 56 nabbed, failing to provide the necessary equipment or recording the entry and exit of patrons, 32, and not wearing face masks, 14. Now, 8 were nabbed for operating premises beyond operating hours, 4 over suspicion of prostitution activities, and 1 for failure to obey the order to be under quarantined during the Recovery Movement Control Order. Dato Seri Ismail Sabri also said the police led task force to monitor and enforce compliance of standard operating procedures or SOPs. During the RMCO had yesterday carried out 58,393 inspections, including on restaurants, supermarkets, banks, traders, factories, government offices, as well as land, water and air transport terminals nationwide. The Administrative Enhanced Movement Control Order, EMCO, imposed in 2 of the 3 zones in Aman Jaya, Kedah, namely Kenanga and Mawar, will end at the stroke of midnight today. And Dato Seri Ismail Sabri said the EMCO for the Malore zone, however, has been extended to 27th September. In a statement today, the senior minister said the decision to end the EMCO was reached after a second screening exercise done on 9 September showed no more COVID-19 positive cases in Kenanga and just 1 case in Mawar, who has since been placed in a quarantine center. He said the EMCO had to be extended in the Malore zone after 12 positive cases were detected in the second screening. The administrative EMCO in Malore involves 609 households with an estimated population of 2,529 people. He urged those affected by the order to keep complying with directives of the Health Ministry and the police. The 2-week administrative EMCO had first been enforced in the 3 zones in Aman Jaya on 28 August. A total of 47 new COVID-19 positive cases were reported today, of which 45 were local transmissions and 2 imported cases. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said the 45 local transmissions comprised 28 Malaysians and 17 foreigners, while the 2 imported cases involved foreigners from Maldives, with 1 case in Kuala Lumpur and Morocco, 1 case in Selangor, respectively. While commenting further in a statement released, Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham said that with the 47 new cases today, the cumulative total number of positive COVID-19 cases now was 9,915, with 591 active cases. He also said that so far, 9 patients are being treated in the intensive care unit, with 4 needing respiratory assistance. The Health Director General also noted that 7 patients have recovered, taking the cumulative total number of recoveries to 9,196. Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham added that no fatalities were reported today and the death toll remains at 128. Singapore shows interest to extend proposed walkway of Johor Causeway. Well, Singapore has shown interest in extending the proposed pedestrian walkway to its side of the Johor Causeway. Well, the walkway's design, which is developed by the Works Department, will be presented to the Republic soon. Johor Public Works, Infrastructure and Transport Committee Chairman Muhammad Solihan Badri said the request was conveyed to him by Singapore's Consulate General in Johor Bahru 2 months ago.
Sebab mereka pun prihatin dengan pengguna yang berjalan kaki, khususnya sebelum PKP lah kan, beratus orang menggunakan, jadi dia amat concern. Kita pun concern. So saya harap sekiranya Kerajaan Persekutuan meluluskan, kita akan segera memberitahu Singapura untuk mereka mengambil tindakan yang selanjutnya.
He said the state government is waiting for Putrajaya to approve a 30 million ringgit allocation for the construction of a 350-meter long walkway, adding the walkway would be equipped with air conditioning and escalators. Solihan was met during the Johor State Assembly seating in Kota Iskandar, Johor Bahru. Well, about 200 fire stations of various categories will be built nationwide to meet the long-term needs of the Fire and Rescue Department, JBPM. Housing and Local Government Minister Zuraida Kamarudin said to date, JBPM has 327 fire stations of various categories. The minister said most of the fire stations to be built are from the Category E, which specifically to address disasters of longhouse fires and at interior areas. Meanwhile, Zuraida said so far JBPM has 50 community firefighting teams in Sabah, and the effort is continued by creating 5 more community firefighting teams in Selangor, involving areas in Sekinchan, Sabak Bernam and Sungai Besar.
Kita harus membentukkan bumbu komuniti ini agar mereka menjadi first responder. Kawasan-kawasan kampung, kawasan pendalaman memerlukan mereka untuk bertindak secepat mungkin. Jadi first responder maknanya bila ada yang tercetus kecemasan, kebakaran, banjir dan sebagainya, mereka akan turun dahulu untuk mengawal. Kalau ada api, mereka mengawal awal, jadi tidak dapat merebak dan akan dapat mengurangkan kerugian, kebakaran, kematian dan sebagainya.
She said the matter would be brought to the Finance Ministry for consideration under the 12 Malaysia Plan. Zuraida was met after launching the North Selangor Zone Community Fire and Rescue Department in Sekinchan. Past President Dato' Sri Abdul Hadi Awang today called on party members to learn from the fall of the Pakatan Harapan government by strengthening the party's cooperation with Perikatan Nasional or PN in preparing for the 15th general election GE15. Well, he said only with strong cooperation can a stable government be formed. Well, to ensure victory, Dato' Sri Abdul Hadi said the party needed to provide credible candidates to drive the future of the country, which will face bigger challenges politically, economically and culturally. For that, he added the party needs to provide candidates with expertise and from different background. He also said that there was no setbacks incurred by PAS in its cooperation with other political parties as it is and it was made in accordance with Islamic teachings. Well, Dato' Sri Abdul Hadi said this in his policy speech at the 66th PAS General Assembly in Pangkalan Chepa, Kelantan. The Quran memorization classes should be conducted on a daily basis to produce more hafiz or persons who memorize the Quran. And Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Religious Affairs, Dato' Sri Dr. Zulkifli Muhammad Al-Bakari, said the daily tahfiz classes could also provide opportunities for students to deepen their understanding of the Quran. Dato' Sri Dr. Zulkifli also said that he has proposed that the Quran memorization classes be diversified to get more participation.
Mungkin dalam masa yang tertentu 2-3 tahun atau lebih atau kurang, mereka juga boleh bersama-sama menghafaz Quran sebagaimana pelajar-pelajar tahfiz secara khusus.
He also said such classes had been implemented in Arab countries and in some areas in the country in an effort to maximize the community's access to learning and memorizing the Quran. The minister added that hopefully the method can be expanded to schools and mosques in the
country to provide added value to those who do not have the chance to enroll in TAFIZ centres. Additional allocation of 21.6 million ringgit to host the 2020 Malaysian Games at Sukma next year. So the State Tourism, Youth and Sports Committee Chairman, Dato' Owen Hafiz Ghazi, said the additional allocation required for additional equipment at each sports venue, accommodation and Sukma Operations Centre for monitoring compliance with standard operating procedures or SOPs set by the Health Ministry to prevent COVID-19 infection. The additional allocation is also used for promotional activities that need to be implemented by the Johor Sukma Secretariat.
Dan dari segi kos dan sebagainya, suka saya maklumkan kepada Dewan Yang Mulia ini bahawa kerajaan negeri banyak bekerjasama dengan kerajaan pusat untuk memastikan bahawa kalau ada pun kos-kos tambahan disebabkan anjakan tarikh-tarikh Sukma ini, mereka di peringkat pusat akan membantu insyaAllah.
Speaking at the State Assembly seating, Dato' Owen Hafiz said the original allocation for the Sukma 2020 was 617.9 million ringgit. According to him, 37.9 million ringgit has been spent to manage arrangements for Sukma since March until now.
And that's it from us this evening. In our top story, socio-economic and environmental sustainability contexts to be studied. Do join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. And I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos. Stay tuned to Saluran Berita RTM and have a pleasant evening.